Alright, today I'm going to work on putting a face on this planter pot, but I want to put a face with an expression that I haven't done before. I'm going for an expression of surprise, yeah, or like shock. So I already had the idea that I had to have more of a tapered bottom instead of a rounded bottom, so smaller at the bottom and increases. That's because whenever I'm thinking of the expression of shock, it's almost as if the emotion elevates to the top of the head with the bottom being tapered, almost like your mouth is open and it tapers the bottom here. For some reason I think a wider top, so that's why I'm doing it on this planter pot instead of like a rounded vase like I usually do most of mine. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, so this is the outline I'm working with. Same thing as before. All you're gonna do is, I like to start with the nose, form that out, do the brow, lips, then go for the eyes. Then I'll form these fingers around the face. I might actually try and push this a little bit and form the face because it's still kind of soft right now, so I might actually be able to move the shape of the pot a little bit to give a better form to the face if I need to. Alright, so I added the brow, the nose. The nose, I kind of want more pointed up because the nostrils are going to be pulling down because the side of your face here is being held by your hand. And remember, whenever you start one of these, it's not going to be anywhere near what you want it to look like the first time you put a shape on the face. You're going to have to constantly be working with it, thinking about what expression you want. I'm using a reference photo on this one, and you could easily just take a picture of your own face and use it as a reference. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Usually whenever I start one of these, I always think, oh man, this is horrible. And then as I get deeper and deeper and deeper into it and put a little bit more time here, a little bit more time there, it starts looking a lot better. So just keep that in mind. I didn't push these in, the side in, which I usually do before. So that's kind of throwing me off too, because there's usually already some cheekbone and eye sockets pretty much already made. So now I have to go back around and make the eye sockets around his face, and after I make the eye sockets around his face, then I'll add the lips and go from there. Right now I'm just trying to keep that expression of shock on the face, so I'm redrawing the lines of where I want that expression to be on the face. By building up these cheekbones here, I should be able to build the outline of the eye socket as well. That's what I'm going to work on now. I'm just starting to create a triangle shape because that's the shape right there, triangle-ish E shape here. So I'm going to build up two triangle shapes, roughly the same mass, and then add them onto it with the slip and score. So yeah, show you that in just a few. Remember that to get around the same mass, make a cylinder that is fairly symmetrical. Then you can just split that in half. And that didn't split right, but you get the idea. You make a symmetrical cylinder, you split that in half, those become equal masses, and then you'll distribute those to both sides of the face. Alright, just remember as you're adding more to the face to keep reestablishing the lines of expression. This, I have the brows pointed and pulling up. Got my hand over here, reiterating how I want the mouth to open and look like. Just make sure you keep doing that, because as you smooth these shapes that you add onto the face, you're gonna rub these lines off. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you're staying aware of where everything is at. All right, kind of got the mouth opened up here now. I'm gonna add the fingers, and then I'm gonna go for the eyes. Probably deepen up the socket even more, go for the eyes. And then I'll probably cut out the mouth. And then I'll probably let it sit and do some detail work. But you can see I'm trying to keep this inner portion of the shape, at least of the mouth anyways, unmelted, so I'm not merging it in with the rest of the pot. That just keeps that shape open for me, so I can really understand what I'm trying to do here. Whenever you're starting, so for my reference photo, I have my hand on my cheek and I'm pulling it down. In painting, you always start with the furthest thing back, or at least I like to start with the furthest thing back. So this finger at the end is the furthest thing back. So that's what I want to add to first. And then I'll add the second and then the third one as it gets closer to my mouth. This will just help with layering and giving it more depth. All right, so I just put general form of the hand. I still need to work on adding a knuckle, maybe right here, a little bit more mass. I think the separation of the thumb is good, but just to give more of an idea of what I'm looking for here. And to paint the bigger picture, first you need to start very big. Okay, start with big shapes, big forms. Don't try and do too much detail yet. So all I'm trying to do here is get big shapes onto this pot, and starting to stiffen up pretty nicely being outside. It's like 86 degrees right now, so stiffening up nice, but I need to make sure that if it gets too stiff, use a spray bottle, spray it, keep it hydrated. I think I'm going to cut out the mouth now. Or no, I think I'll keep working on the brow line, because maybe not the brow, maybe the eye socket. Just need to deepen the eye socket somehow. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that yet, but this is making faces is an active process. If you just sit back and look at it the entire time, you're not going to get anywhere. You have to keep adding clay onto the pot. Okay? Keep adding clay onto the pot, and you will get an understanding of what you need to do. If you don't, and you just look and think and theorize and speculate on what should be done, and you don't actually act on any of it, then you're not going to get anywhere. So I'm going to try and add a little bit more depth, maybe add the eyes just so I can see exactly what it's looking like with the eyes on, then cut open the mouth, add some teeth, and then maybe work on ears, some other stuff. But yeah, let me go ahead and do that and then show you what's next. All right, I just made outline of the eyes, made the shape of the eyes, scored it, sprayed some water on it, creates a little bit of slip. I'm just going to push it on and start smoothing it out and get the eyelids on it. Then I'll show you guys after. All right, so for the eyelids of the face, I like to just get a little ball, roll it in my hands, try and keep it in the center. There should be a mass that forms in the middle, and it should taper out on the ends. Should look something kind of like that, but try not to get it smooth. Try and keep it round, something kind of like that. And then you're just going to form it around the eye shape that you added. So just add it on to the eye. And then obviously just push it in and try and form it around the outside and not on the inside. That way you have that kind of deep look right there. I did add more to the nose. I feel like the nose is off, maybe. I don't know, something's off about this. I keep adding more to the pot, more mass to it. The reference photo kind of has a downward perspective, so it's kind of looking up at my face like that, which really it's going to throw off the perspective of this pot because I'm trying to form it as if it were a picture, and it's not. It's a 3D sculpture, so it's going to kind of be off, but I'm going to do my best to try and get that same perspective. And I'm going to assume that, you know, if I set this higher up, then it would give the same perspective as when I took the picture. So really it depends on how you show it to the viewer as well. But yeah, we'll see. It's looking better. It's going to take more time.